Welcome to Sustainable Packaging with Corey Connors. Today's guests are two of my favorite people in the packaging industry. I'm excited about some announcements that we have, and it's going to be an awesome episode. So stay tuned. We've got Mr. Sam Boex, the co-founder of Flexi Hex, and Mr. Chris Bradley, the Chief Marketing Design and Sustainability Officer at Orora Packaging Solutions. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Good.
Really good, thank you.
Thank you both for making some time. I know you're both incredibly busy with some things we've got working in the process here, but let's start with you, Chris. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Sure. So I've spent most of my career as an inventor and product developer and started several companies, sold several of those off, and have had a pretty wild career designing everything from infomercial products to toys and consumer electronics. And I really fell in love with packaging because I usually started designing a product or inventing a product and then really wanting to create an amazing out-of-the-box experience. And that's where I kind of got my first love of packaging. And so that ultimately led me kind of to Orora. I had worked with Landsberg 25 years ago. They were my packaging supplier when I was at HP. And so it's a company that I've kind of long stayed in touch with and admired. And so I really saw the opportunity to bring my focus on sustainable packaging to the opportunity at Orora. And so that's how I got here. Excited to be here.
Well, I've really enjoyed working with you, and I'm so excited to have somebody on the team who understands my weird thoughts and visions. So thank you so much for joining our team and leading us to a more sustainable future. Sam, your turn, sir. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you and your brother came up with Flexi Hex.
Okay, thanks, Corey. So I've got a background in design, so we've been in that sort of design world, I guess. We both, myself and my twin brother, who's the other co-founder of Flexi Hex, used to run a commercial interior design agency, designing lots of, I guess, interiors from sort of like retail interiors all the way through to sort of healthcare and product design as well, and furniture design. So again, quite varied design background, but a good sort of understanding of kind of like, I suppose, how you develop and deliver projects. And Flexi Hex was started and sort of like now in the world of packaging, but it started off the back of a poor consumer, very much like Chris said, off the back of a kind of a poor consumer experience of buying this surfboard online and it arriving just a few days later, just kind of like when I opened the box, it was just covered in lots and lots of bubble wrap. And I just thought the initial thought was, how can I improve, or how can we improve that opening experience for a consumer who buys a surfboard online? But very quickly, kind of that moved on to how can you improve that experience for the consumer, but also make it a much more sustainable solution than bubble wrap, which was probably ultimately is very difficult to recycle and would ultimately probably end up in landfill or kind of worse, the sort of environment. So yeah. So we took that on as a project internally within our existing business and set some kind of like capital to it and thought, right, let's do this as a proper project and work out a way to package surfboards. And I guess from that, like it took about probably 6 to 8 months to come up with the initial product. And that first moment when we put sort of a Flexi Hex sleeve kind of, or the sleeve around a surfboard, we suddenly realized it was this eureka moment. We suddenly realized, we've got something here. And we kind of very quickly realized the potential of the product, not just for surfboards, but across multiple kind of markets. So it's now sort of, I guess, now starting to play out like that. So really exciting to see it play out, and obviously being amongst you guys as well. And yeah, so.
Very well done. And you're exactly right. That's the word. It's exciting. It's a replacement for a lot of materials that aren't very sustainable. And I think that's what we're really excited about here. And congratulations on your B Corp status. I see your award there behind you. That's an amazing event. That just happened a few weeks ago, if I recall.
Yeah, it was last year actually, but yeah, no, it's again a huge accolade for the business. And I think really sort of firmly sort of cements who we are as a business, our DNA, and where we started as well. So, and holds you very much accountable as well. So it's
cool. Really good. And Chris, we've got some exciting announcements to make today. I want to give you the honor, sir. Can you tell us what's happening between Aurora Packaging Solutions and Flexi Hex?
Yes, absolutely. We're super excited. First, a little anecdote. I first discovered Flexi Hex actually watching your podcast, Corey, where you were dropping it, or I guess it was a TikTok where you dropped a bottle from, I think it was 11 feet, something outrageous. And I'm like, I have to learn more about this material. And so that was the seed of a relationship that's really kind of been developing over the past year or so with Sam. And I immediately found a kindred spirit. I'm a designer and he's a designer. And so we immediately just started redesigning everything and looking at how we could really use this. And so we're super excited today to announce that Orora and Flexi Hex are going to partner up, and Orora will be the exclusive North American go-to-market partner for Flexi Hex. And so we're going to be, and already are stocking the full line of Flexi Hex sleeves, and really plan to expand the great work that Sam and Will have done and others to show what Flexi Hex can do, but to really bring it to market in a huge way in North America.
It's amazing. The amount of things that have happened because of TikTok videos that I've made in my career. I mean, monumental shifts of career trajectory. Just can't thank that platform enough. If you're listening and you're from TikTok, thank you. If Gary Vaynerchuk is listening, thank you. It's an incredible thing. I want to show, because we are on video here, a couple of the different versions of Flexi Hex. This is the Air, the smaller version, which is meant for smaller items. And then this is the heavier duty sleeve meant for bottles and other items. But Sam, I'd love to get your wisdom on what are some of the materials that this 100% recyclable paper packaging can replace?
Yeah, I didn't sort of mention kind of what it is as well. And I think, so Flexi Hex, it's a paper honeycomb sleeve, an open-ended sleeve, which expands and forms around products, giving kind of them protection in both sort of postal and sort of the courier networks. And I guess is the sweet spot for the product is in that e-commerce kind of space, looking at how you can transport sort of like products to consumers with a kind of like creating a better and a more enhanced kind of opening and sort of consumer experience.
Yep.
And the types of kind of products it replaces, like I mentioned earlier, is bubble wrap is the primary product we sort of looked to replace, but there are also products such as EPS, polystyrene foams, kind of pulp solutions, and also, well, not so much pulp, but it's kind of like these foams and sort of protective packaging in that space. So
yeah, a lot of plastic alternatives that we're able to replace with 100% recyclable curbside product. It's really exciting. Chris, why is it more sustainable? Tell us about the reasons.
Well, it is a fiber-based solution. And so I've done extensive LCA work or life cycle assessment work, looking at different alternatives. You also have to look at the possibility when you're dealing with foams or plastics of leakage into the environment. And all you have to do is go out to that Great Pacific garbage patch full of plastics and foams, and you can see that firsthand. So the first part is this is completely recycled paper, fiber-based solution, and it has a lot of the same and sometimes even better performance characteristics than foam does.
Yeah.
And so, and I think it also lends itself very well. And one of the reasons we were excited to partner with Flexi Hex is there's lots of ways that you can use the Flexi Hex sleeve along with custom corrugated containers or design. And we have an almost 100-person creative and design team at Orora. And so we have this full structural designer army that can look at the different applications that customers might have. And now the Flexi Hex sleeve is a great tool, and we can design custom solutions around it. And so it just gives us a much more sustainable option than a lot of the things that we were able to do before.
Yeah, well said. We had an amazing meeting this morning just about this sleeve, just about wine packaging. And the amount of options and versions and capabilities of this as a base solution combined with paper corrugated is incredible. And I think you're exactly right. We can take this, and our designers could take so many products. So if you're listening and you've got a candle company or what are some other kinds of companies that, Chris, that should come to us for this kind of packaging?
Definitely consumer electronics. You can do a lot of the same things that you can do with CoreView or any of these suspension systems you can do with Flexi Hex. It's great for anything that's fragile or could get scuffed. So this could be cosmetics, it could be skincare products, anything that comes in a glass bottle or jar. And again, I think it's about the protection. It's also about this kind of premium consumer experience. If you're a lifestyle brand that is selling something that really, and you really want to show how sustainable you are, this just has such an incredible out of the box experience. And so I think there's so many applications. We're looking across, beauty is a big one, homewares, housewares. We're even looking at using it for large mirrors and other types of products like that, as well as surfboards and other things that Sam had discussed.
Yeah, I know you've got a background in the surf industry and you're both surfers, which is really kind of a cool story there in itself. We'll have to do some videos someday of you guys surfing out there in California or maybe England if you
Let's go
invite us over, Sam.
Yeah.
But you're
I'm
exactly
a spring
right.
suit only kind of guy. If I got to put a hood on and booties, I'm usually out.
Yeah.
We're out. Yeah. No 6 mil suits like they wear here in Oregon. I know they're really thick and heavy, but there's a feeling when you open a package and it's just wrapped in bubble wrap or plastic bubble of almost disappointment. Like the packaging company didn't really think through, or the supplier or the retailer didn't really take the time to invest in something that is purpose built for that item, like the Flexi Hex experience. And like you said, the performance is incredible. I dropped a bottle of wine from 11 feet and it survived. 11 feet, that's ridiculous. That's just incredible to see. And I know, Sam, I've seen videos of you dropping it off what looked like cement walls and just like, wow, this is incredible, impressive material. So you get the form and the function along with the beauty, which is pretty rare in the world of packaging. Oftentimes you have to wrap something in layers of foam to get that kind of performance, or at least that's what we used to think. Sam, I want to ask you, if Flexi Hex has won a lot of industry awards for being sustainable, can you tell us a little bit about some of those awards and maybe some future direction other than the partnership with Orora? Do you have some new designs in mind, or how is this going to work?
Yeah, so yeah, we've won quite a few. There's a few awards behind me here, but we've won quite a few sort of industry awards, kind of like from packaging innovations through to sustainability awards locally as well, which is again really some sort of tough competition up against some great companies. And so that's really a real privilege for us to be sort of in the mix with those types of businesses. And then with regards to the future of Flexi Hex, I think there's so many exciting kind of possibilities for Flexi Hex. The product itself is a patented product. We have a global patent on the product, but there's lots of, I think we're only just scratching the surface with the types of markets it could be applied to. We talked about kind of, Chris talked about sort of cosmetics and kind of like the glass industry, some small glass jars. There's also the larger products as well, and then sort of more industrial applications, which I think is really exciting opportunity there from automotive parts and things like that. And then there's, I think, exciting opportunity in materials as well, still keeping them fiber-based, but we're in conversations with a company which make papers out of seaweeds and papers out of grasses. And there are some really, again, interesting kind of I guess, thoughts around how Flexi Hex could evolve in the future. At the moment, it's made from 100% recycled paper, and that's great, but I think we always need to be kind of pushing the innovation. And we see Flexi Hex being a globally recognized product within the packaging industry. So we would love to think that within a few years that you could potentially buy Flexi Hex, say, at your kind of post office, and it is a direct replacement for bubble wrap. So it's very much kind of like in sort of set into a retail setting where consumers can buy Flexi Hex just for generic packaging. So yeah, I think sort of lots of exciting scope, I think, for innovation and positioning within the markets.
Really a big deal. I've been excited about this for months or over a year now, actually. So, Chris, let's talk about Orora a little bit and how we can service a company that's looking for sustainable packaging in a different way?
Sure. So at Orora, we've really created a strong focus around sustainable packaging. I'm designing, or we're in construction right now, for our Sustainable Design Lab and Innovation Center. And one of the things that we see our role in the world is to identify and find great new technologies like Flexi Hex, and then use our scale. We have 70 locations around the country, manufacturing and distribution centers and solution centers, and throughout Mexico and Canada. And so that really gives us a unique opportunity to work with customers. And they may be going through a 3PL, they may be doing their own distribution. We have local distribution hubs all over the place. So we can design a solution and actually provide the product to our customers just in time. And so we see the opportunity with Flexi Hex is Sam and Will had an amazing invention, great global patent on the product. We have the scale and design strength to be able to really take that to the next level and help customers who are looking to be more sustainable find solutions. And we're also offering hundreds of other sustainable solutions as well. We have expertise in all the sustainable substrates and materials, from glass, aluminum, corrugated, folded carton, etc.
Well said, and a vast opportunity to provide that one-stop shop solution for all packaging needs. I think one of the major features of Flexi Hex that we haven't touched on is how it ships flat. And it doesn't take up very much space in comparison to a polystyrene or a polyethylene or a plastic bubble solution. Those are essentially full of air and take up massive space in a warehouse, whereas a pallet of this is so small and so efficient, and you're going to save a lot of money and space on freight. So that's really cool, something to focus on for sure when you're thinking about a solution for your packaging needs. Anything else that you guys wanted to talk about? Any stories or any projects coming up that you're excited about?
Chris, do you want to go first, or
Sure. So I think one of the big pushes that we have is really to do life cycle assessment, comparative LCAs for our customers. And so one of the things that I'm really excited about, even as it relates to Flexi Hex, is if you have volume in a particular type of solution today and you think Flexi Hex might be a good alternative, we can actually show you what the impact is going to be in as far as kind of global warming potential between option A and option B. And I think to me, that was one of the things that really pushes the opportunity for Flexi Hex, because yes, it looks cooler. Yes, it's fiber, but what is the real impact that you're going to make? So if you're using polystyrene or foams or bubble wraps, and you say, hey, you're using 1 million of these a year, we can actually show you the analysis, and it's going to be, hey, 30,000 tons less of CO2 going into the atmosphere by making this choice. And that way, you're not just looking at price and availability, but you're also looking at price, availability, and a true measure of sustainability. And so this has been increasingly important for a lot of our customers who have made 2025 pledges to eliminate single-use plastics, and others that are very progressive when it comes to their sustainability goals. So we want to work with you. If you fit into that category, come talk to us, and we'll do some really good work together.
Well said. And what's the best way for people to get in touch with us at Orora?
Go to aurorapackaging-solutions.com, and you can follow the contact form from there.
The work that you and your team and the marketing scope have done on that is just incredible. Well done. It's a whole new website. It's really awesome. I've worked here for 21 years and it's never been this great. So well done.
Thanks, Corey.
Sam, thank you, sir. Sam, how about you? What else did you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us at Flexi Hex, we're just super excited about this partnership with Orora. For us, it's always been about scale and how do we kind of get Flexi Hex kind of onto a platform to be able to compete with the kind of the other kind of like products in that market, and through price, through kind of like scale, through price and being able to scale to make it sort of a really sort of cost effective and effective solution for customers. And I
Mhm.
think Orora very much for us will be a brilliant partner to be able to sort of see that scale. And we're in conversations with some sort of globally recognized brands, and being able to work closely with Orora to be able to fulfill the needs and requirements of those brands is just to say like a real exciting opportunity, which we're looking to sort of see how it plays out.
Yeah.
I think this is really a true partnership already. Flexi Hex has opened up doors for us, and we're opening up doors for Flexi Hex. So it's really one of those great partnerships. I'm excited to really work hard to blow Flexi Hex up over the next couple of years. And hopefully it's something that you're seeing in a lot of e-commerce shipments that you're receiving at your houses coming forward.
Yeah, we want to hear about that. We make sure you reach out to us and let us know when you receive them. Send us pictures. I'd love seeing that end result. Yeah, well said, Chris. Well, thank you, Sam. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate all that you're doing for the environment and for the world of sustainable packaging. I want to thank Orora Packaging Solutions for sponsoring this podcast, and stay tuned for more.